Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Quality Magnify India. Myself Deepak Kumar Samal. Welcome all of you to my channel once again. If you are a welding guy and you are welding QC or welder or you are related to any welding activities, might be you heard about WPS, okay? And preliminary WPS. Which comes first, preliminary WPS or WPS? There is another one term called PQR. So out of these three, which comes first, PQR, WPS or preliminary WPS? If you don't know what is PQR, WPS and WQT, you can watch my videos. There are a lot of videos I have explained you about the WPS, PQR and preliminary WPS. Preliminary WPS, I don't remember whether I have included on that one. As I did videos on ASME section 9, you can find out all those details, WPS and PQR, how I did it, and WQT, water qualification test, how it was made. And few of the videos at the beginning of the channel, there are the definitions of WPS, PQR, and WQT. But today the topic is WPS and preliminary WPS. So we need to understand which comes first and what is preliminary WPS. Is it really required for any of the project? If I am going to start a project with certain type of materials and certain types of parameters will be required. So based on that, I don't have a PQR in my project. So which one I have to prepare? I have to go to prepare a PQR or a preliminary WPS. So that's what we will discuss today. What is WPS and what is preliminary WPS? So what is the difference between preliminary WPS and WPS? So preliminary WPS always comes before PQR. Okay. So the stage is I made a flowchart at the end of this slide. Okay, you can find out how a project WPS, PQR, and preliminary WPS works. Okay, and WQT related to that, and how a production team do a chart flow for that one. So the thing is, always the preliminary WPS will come first, and after that a PQR will come, and based on that PQR we can make several WPS. So the preliminary WPS before welding up a procedure qualification record. If you are going for a PQR, then before making a PQR, you have to make a preliminary WPS. Welder use the preliminary WPS as a starting point. So this is the starting point. Okay. When a fabricator needs to develop a WPS, a person responsible for developing the WPS will review the project specification, type of metal used, filler metal, type of joints. Okay. Essential and non-essential variables and supplementary essential variables if CRP B-notch testing is required. Okay, you know, so supplementary essential and essential variables, CRP B-notch, what is the importance on that? I hope you watch all my videos and you will learn the relation between supplementary essential variable and CRP B-notch requirement. When CRP B-notch requirement will be there, then all supplementary essential variables become essential variables. If you watch those videos, you'll be able to know that. I just explain here. This is out of the topic, okay? So for the preliminary WPS, when we make a preliminary WPS, that always before PQR. So before that, what we need to do, we have to find out what is the project specification, types of metal used in a project, what type of metal is used, CS, SS, chrome, moly, high, nickel, copper, which type of metal they're using, types of joints, and what are the variables they're considering. If there is an Sharpie B-notch testing is required, then we have to consider all these things and you have to prepare a preliminary WPS. Okay, so preliminary WPS is always made before the PQR. You have to make a preliminary WPS and you have to record all these details. Then you have to make a PQR. Then PQR you have to do certain test. Okay, certain destructive testing and non-destructive testing is required. After the successful of the destructive and non-destructive results, you have to write a WPS. For WPS, you no need to do any test. Okay. So when using a WPS, fabricator needs to test and develop a PQR to validate and support the WPS data. So for WPS, always remember we don't need to do any test. For WQT, I need a test. For PQR, I need a test. For preliminary WPS, I need a test. For WPS, I don't need a test. I can extract the data from the PQR, what I did it, because PQR, after doing the PQR, I already tested it. Some certain DT test is there. What are the DT tests? You have to go to my ASME section 9 videos where I've explained it in detail. Which DT test is required, how many DT test is mandatory, what are the NDT test is required. Okay, when I say DT and NDT, it is destructive testing and non-destructive testing. So to support the WPS data, the fabricator makes a test coupon based on the preliminary WPS, record the testing data in PQR and qualify the WPS based on the test results. So it is very easy. The fabricator makes a test coupon based on the preliminary WPS. Okay, a WPS preliminary WPS was made at the beginning. So based on that, a PQR was made. Okay, record the testing data and make a PQR. Then the coupon need to be tested. After the testing is done, then WPS to be written from that. So here is the flowchart of how a project will flow. Okay, let's say application standard and project specification drawings. Let's say application standard means when I say application is ASME, PS, JS, or if you are working in Gulf countries in the REDNOC or Aramco standards. Okay, then development of a procedure. You make a procedure. What are the things you need to know? Okay, what are the things you need to follow? Then you have to make a preliminary WPS. The first step, you have to make a preliminary WPS. Take the data from the preliminary WPS and approve the procedure. Okay, after approval of the procedure, you make a procedure qualification record. It is called PQR. Okay, after the PQR is made, then you have to make the procedure approval again. After the procedure approved, you go for procedure specification approval. You can tell it is WPS, make a welder specification, welding procedure specification, then release for production. Okay, before release for production, what you do, whatever is WPS will be there. Based on that WPS, you will start doing the welder approval. Okay, then based on that WPS, you have to make the welder approval. Then you have to make the approval ranges, P number and F number, thickness and position, etc. Then approval, get the approval from that. So your WPS is approved, your welders are approved. Then you can start the work instruction and start the production. So that is the flow chart. Usually a project follows. Okay. So that's all for this preliminary WPS and WPS. I hope you understand preliminary WPS, and PQR, how it works and how a project flows for preparation of a new WPS. A new type of material is there, and the project don't have any PQR earlier, so they have to make a new preliminary WPS, a PQR, and the WPS, and so systematically they have to follow accordingly. I hope you like the video. If you like it, just share with your friends, subscribe to this channel, and thanks a lot for your time to watch this video. Thank you.